Hello and welcome back to my channel. So here he is. Here is our third baby boy. His name is Albie Christopher Robert. And yeah, he is now 3 weeks old. I've only just done an update as I've been in my newborn bubble, getting breastfeeding established and just generally enjoying every single moment. So I thought I would take a break from doing my YouTube channel, but I am back on it now, and I thought I would start off with a lovely update video and introduce you all to this gorgeous little baby boy. So yeah, he didn't actually have a name for 5 days. He was very nearly going to be called Toby, but Chris and I just didn't think he looked like a Toby, and we kept umming and ahhing. And Albie was actually on my list with Ellis, my second baby, and I just kept saying it, and I said to Chris, I think he looks like an Albie. And then Chris was like, yeah, let's just call him it. And you know what, he really suits it, so I'm really happy that we chose that name. So Albie was born on the 1st of May 2018 at 5:58 p.m. and he weighed 7 pounds 13. Now, I had a caesarean section and it was a planned caesarean, so we did have to go into hospital at 7 o'clock in the morning, but there was 2 emergencies and I very nearly didn't get to have the caesarean on that date. It was only because I got really upset and I did start having a few pains, so the doctor was really kind and decided to do it. So yeah, he was born quite late in the day, but we was hoping he was going to be born a bit earlier, but it all worked out well in the end. So yeah, he was born 7 pound 13, and on day 5 when the health visitor came to weigh him, he did actually drop down to 7 pound 1, but that was all fine because it was in the 12% of weight loss that they allow with a newborn, and because he is breastfed, they said that's okay. So he got weighed again the following week and he'd only put on 1 ounce, but again they said that's fine as it was a gain. So he will get weighed tomorrow, and I know he has put on because I can feel that he has, and he's beginning to fill out his newborn clothes as they have been drowning him where he is so tiny. But yeah, bless him. Are you gonna wake up? So yeah, as I was saying, Albie is breastfed and he has taken it so well. He latched on to me in the recovery room. The midwife showed me how to do it and he has pretty much been there ever since. He does love the boob, bless him, and he does cluster feed mainly between 4 and 9 p.m. right as I'm trying to get the kids dinner ready and put them to bed. So yeah, it can be a bit of a challenge, and I have learnt to try and do it with one hand and try and do the other stuff, but my children have just got to learn patience, I suppose. We will get there though. But I am feeding Albie on demand, so I am following his lead with his routine. So pretty much when he wakes and wants feeding, that is when I feed him. So some nights can be okay, some nights he can be awake for most of the night. But that's part and parcel of having a newborn, I suppose, and we will get there, bless him. Oh, are you going to wake up? Are you? No. So Albie is very much a little Velcro baby. He loves to be in your arms and be cuddled, and if you do put him down and he's not fully asleep, he will wake up and cry. So yeah, it can be hard when you're trying to look after the other children, especially with Ellis as he isn't walking yet and he still needs that care and cuddling and obviously changing his nappies. So yeah, I constantly have Albie attached to me. I am trying to encourage Albie to go to sleep by himself, but obviously he's still quite young to be able to do this, but that's what I've done with my elder 2. They have always fallen asleep by themselves. I don't want to get into that routine of rocking him off every night because I think that makes a rod for your back, and once you're in that, it's very hard to get out of it. But he does fall asleep on the breast, but if he does, I will try and wake him up a little bit and then put him in his crib to go to sleep. We did have a Moses basket for Albie, but he just didn't like being in there, so we sold that and we got a snooze pod so we can put it next to the bed. So when he does wake up at night, I literally just roll over and get him out and feed him and then put him straight back. And that has worked really, really well for us. And when he's downstairs, he will be on me or in his sleepy head, or he goes in his mummaroo, which is just here. But yeah, most of the time he's just in your arms. But we don't mind because we like newborn cuddles, don't we? Yeah. So Charlie and Ellis are absolutely besotted with their brother. Charlie has been so helpful, and whenever I need to get something like a nappy or a muslin, he will always pass it to me. Ellis was a bit unsure at first. He's still a little bit unsure now actually, and if I go to show Albie to Ellis, Ellis will push him away, but then he will give him his dummy, which is really sweet. And when he's crying, like if we're out in the car, Ellis will look over at him. So he's starting to get a bit aware that there is another baby in the house, but you know, he's still young himself, bless him. He's 1 on Sunday. I can't believe where that year has gone. And Chris unfortunately has gone back to work now. He only had 2 weeks off. So yeah, it's kind of been me on my own. My mum did come up for 2 days to give me a hand, which was really nice. She done all my washing and ironing for me, which was great, as nobody really likes to do that. Oh, sorry. So it's just been me and the 3 children during the day. So I'm back to doing school runs, doing all the washing and cleaning, and yeah, just trying to survive the day with 2 under 1. Some days, I'm not going to lie, it has been hard and quite overwhelming, but I've been making sure that I try and get out the house, even if it is literally just for a walk around the block or take the dog out. Or yesterday we went to the beach after school with Charlie and just walked along the seafront to get an ice cream. I just think that keeps me more sane, and also listening to music really helps, because when they are both crying and for your attention, it's kind of, who do you go to first? Do you sort the tiny one out, or do you sort Ellis out? It is hard. You literally feel like you're being pulled in 2 different places, but it's just a juggling act, and I've just got to learn how to juggle them both. But yeah, we'll get there, I'm sure. Obviously, this little one doesn't know. You know, he's still very small, and Ellis is still very small as well. But we will get there. Chris walks through the door, and I'm either laughing or, you know, cowering in the corner, but most of the time it's okay. So, but yeah, he's really good. He will come home and he will help me. Like, usually as he's getting home, the children are just finishing their dinner. So he will help me get them bathed and into bed, so then we can have our dinner and have our evening. But yes, life as a mum of 3 has begun. So me postpartum, I have recovered very quickly from my cesarean. I was up and about and moving around very quickly, and I actually stopped taking my pain relief probably on day 6. And I think getting up and moving around quickly really does help you recover from it quicker, rather than laying around and not doing much. So, and on day 5 I was actually out and going for a walk along the seafront, as I wanted to get out of the house. I literally don't like being stuck indoors, and obviously I did take it easy and slow. But yeah, I just wanted to get out, so that was quite nice. But obviously when I got home, I did make sure I rested. So I did actually have to go back into hospital 3 days ago, because when I looked at my scar, it was very sore and also quite angry and red. So I phoned up the triage and they said to come in, and they done some swabs on it and took some blood tests, and the doctor did come and say that it was infected. And they said I might have to stay overnight, but luckily I didn't, and they just gave me oral antibiotics that I could take at home. But the antibiotics are working. When I've looked at my scar, it is going it is less red and not as sore. But yeah, I was a bit, you know, not what's the word I'm looking for, I was a bit upset that it had got infected, as my previous 2 hadn't. And I don't know if it's because this scar I had dissolvable stitches, whereas the other 2 I had the long stitch. I don't know, like, if it was different, you know, but where it is, obviously it is under a flap of skin, so it can, you know, I have to just make sure it's kept clean. I'm not going to show you the scar because of where it is. It's very, very close to my bikini line. But I do feel as if my tummy has gone down quicker this time. It does feel much flatter, but obviously it has got all the stretch marks and wrinkles. But I don't know if that's to do with the breastfeeding, or I'm not eating. I know I'm not eating enough, and yeah, I don't know if it's to do with that. So, but yeah, it's good that it has gone down, but it needs to go down a little bit more. But I'm not rushing to go back on a diet or anything. I'm just gonna eat much more healthier. I'm trying to make sure I'm eating more fruit and veg, because obviously this little man is my main priority now, and what I eat, he's eating basically. So emotionally, it has been quite overwhelming, you know, with the feeding and trying to keep everything together. I know I'm not a super mum, and just trying to keep, you know, I have got a little bit upset with, I felt like I wasn't enjoying the feeding. I am now, because, you know, it is a few weeks into it, but at first I just found it so much. Like, you know, with when you bottle feed a baby, it's different because your partner can help, and on the nights when Albie just wants to cluster feed for hours, you kind of look at your partner and think, oh, I really wish you could take over. And I know I've just got to get to that 6 weeks mark, and then we can start to express, and then Chris can start helping with the feeding. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it has been hard emotionally, and especially when they're both crying during the day and there's no one else here to help you, you just think to yourself, oh my god, please just stop. But luckily I don't have many of them moments, and I will just phone Chris and just say please, or I'll just put on a song. Usually the Greatest Showman soundtrack helps me get through moments like that. And I just think, it's not forever. It's not forever, and he's only this small for such a small time. But yeah, we'll get there, won't we, Bubs? Oh, I love you so much. So that was our update. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed meeting this little gorgeous little boy. So I will try and do baby updates every couple of weeks. I'm not going to do them every week, but I want to try and get back into my vlogging, and if there is any videos you'd like to see, please comment down below, and I will see you very, very soon. I think you're going to wake up for a feed now, aren't you? Thank you for watching. Bye guys.
We are here on this very earth to love,